to the channel. My name's Fola. Today we're going to be talking with that, and I guess maybe pondering that question: what if anything and everything is possible? So with that being said, let's clear the space. Just calling your guides, calling those angels, those archangels, those beings that hold the pillars, the four corners that support our inner temples and our external temples, the environments that we're in. We just ask you all, those ancestors, to come and be here now, to sever the ties to anything that no longer serves us, to bring balance and peace to all of you watching, and to bring those people here live or in the recording that may need to hear these words, receive these messages today. So whatever might be showing up for you. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of like thinking, like, what should we talk about today? You know, what's the energy showing up? Hi, Meredith. Hello. Nice to see you. And we'll pull some cards for the collective here, and then we're also going to get into like the personal card pull. So if you would like cards pulled personally for yourself, let me know, and I keep track, obviously, on my little notebook here. This idea recently of, just for me personally, like feeling this like sense of like, sometimes, what am I doing? What's the purpose? Where do I feel called at in any given moment? And kind of getting like trapped in what I would call like those type of demonic or satanic thoughts. Like that's how I identify that. It's like an oppressive energy. It makes us question or doubt ourselves. And it can keep us like almost locked in a box instead of being in the question of what is possible. And there's different schools of thought around asking questions, but really what happens is, you know, as it says in the Bible, ask and you shall receive. When you ask, the universe has to answer. It has to give you a response back, whether that's through an internal knowing, or maybe you hear or just like sense something, or you overhear like a conversation, or someone or something occurs in your physical environment or in your dream time, whatever. It's literally endless, the possibilities. You probably have your own unique way in which you do this, or which you receive these messages. But when we ask the questions in our life, then the universe can give an answer. This is like a very potent tool. And one great question that they use often within the access consciousness realm is like, what else is possible? And it's not a question we ask so that we in our logical minds have to answer. This isn't about us rationalizing how. Oh, well, what is possible? Like, well, this and this and this. No, it's about just being in the question so that the universe can show you, can give you the answers. And then from there, you just ask more questions. Literally, it's a repetitive thing. But there's some potential here because life can get discouraging. Like it can get so repetitive that we're just not really sure what to do. We're not sure what steps to take next. You know, maybe you used to have clarity in life and then it was gone, whatever the case might be. So with this question, what is possible? What, if anything, is possible for you? What would that life be like that you would create? So maybe just entering this reading for the collective with that question for yourself. Where is it that we could allow anything to be possible? And let's see, I guess, what the cards have to say for us today as a collective. So we call the messages to come forward here. Spirit, use me as a clear channel, message giver, reader for this collective reading and personal readings. So I thought we'd start the readings with like an major arcana card. So we have the Magician first off. This is going to be kind of like our center point. This is the U. Okay, this card is a representation. And interestingly enough, with Bet being the first letter really, and like it's considered the letter that starts creation because it's the first letter in like the book of Genesis, Bereshit. It starts with that B, bet. There's everything comes from the source of a creative point. It comes from you being created in the eyes of the great creator. So with this card, we're given the image of everything is possible because literally you have the tools of creation at your disposal and you have the mind of the infinite being. I think that's why there's this infinity loop above the head hovering like a double halo. You have both the rational mind of yourself in order to think and take action and do the things. And you also have the great mind of spirit and all the, I want to say the arsenal that is included in what that represents. You know, the spirit guides and angelic beings, the non-seen, less tangible tools, which all of the elements on the table, right? The sword, the cup, the wand or staff, the disc or pentacle, they all have both a physical representation and a non-physical representation, a deeper aspect of our psyche or consciousness, a deeper aspect of the worlds of creation. And yeah, so I'm kind of seeing it a bit of like, maybe we'll pull a card for the collective for each of those 4 directions, starting with the east. What's possible maybe in terms of our fiery or our air energy in the east with the sword. Archangel Raphael, what message do you have for us from the east around what's possible? It's funny I said fire and the fire card came out for that. Father of Wands in the east, though. King of Wands, Brahma. Okay. Well, if it's going to do its thing. We'll put him there. Now, Archangel Gabriel in the west. What else is possible with that cup, the chalice of water, the emotionality. We have the 2 of stones. We'll go into all of these. Harmony. Thank you, Archangel Gabriel. Now let's go into the south. Archangel Michael, what do you have for us in that place of the wands, the fire? We have, 7 of stones, failure. And let's see, thank you, Archangel Michael. Now we'll move to the north. What do we have in the north, Archangel Uriel? What would you like to show us with the stones, the earth? The Hanged Man. Okay. So some very different cards. Love how it's ended with water. A card I pulled personally today after an Access Bar session, like a swap I was doing with someone here. It was the concept of water showing up, being in the flow. So all of that is, I think, so important when we ask the question, what, if anything, is possible? What is possible in our lives? But to begin us off in the east, we have a fire energy, this King of Wands. You as like, you know, if we think about this like head deity that sees a lot. I love how we can see all the images of the head, the different like facial aspects of the head, almost like a profile view of the head, which to me indicates like the higher aspect of the divine, the wisdom of the divine, and all of this that's held in the East. You know, traditionally we think East, we think, so in the shamanic lens, we would call the East the concept of the sun. So there is a fire element to it. In like the more magical, high magic world, it's considered linked to the sword and like air. But everything comes through like a thought first, right? Like a thought, a word spoken in order to create something, in order for that magician, which is you, to start to manifest whatever it might be. And the words to speak come from a place of wisdom. So what wisdom is there within you already that's like divinely input into your DNA, into your awareness, that wants to really start to bring a spark of something new in your life? I love too how he has like the four hands. I'm not sure about in the traditional like Hindu what he's holding, what those elements or different containers, scrolls, objects, what they represent. But it seems very similar to like almost like there's like nothing in one hand with air. There's a wand or some type of stick. There's a vessel to hold or contain. And then there's this, I want to say it's a scroll. It's almost like the material representation of the decree, right? Well, you can speak words. Laws are spoken, but then what solidifies them really is when it's written down, right? This is kind of like a thorough movement of the initiation through the four directions, through those four elements of the magician. So calling to this energy of Brahma for the recognition for you of what it is that is possible in the very fiery, creative potential that's inside of you. Stoking that fire. It takes time for it to grow. It takes time for it to be something that is influential, impactful to the world. But the most important thing I'm seeing is how his auric field is red. All around him, the flame. It's like, so it's you embodying that which you are feeling called to explore. Especially when we're asking that question of what's possible. Well, if anything and everything is possible, it doesn't mean you have to do anything and everything. Maybe this is about you really gaining clarity of that internal spark and letting it start to like reverberate out through your auric field before you start to move into the next steps. The next steps being, hello, love is the highest frequency. Nice to see you here. The next steps being in the West, we have the two of stones, which is harmony. Which, again, I love it. So the first place we have the Father with those profile views. That's Chokmah. And now we have this energy of two again, which is Chokmah. But what I was seeing with it, and maybe because it's in the West and the chalice energy, the cup, this mother holding aspect that balances the two, right? Like you need both fire and water in order to there's a balancing, those two elements. So in the West, Archangel Gabriel, this message of the two of stones, what other words do you want spoken around what is possible for this magician? So there's something here around the authority that you hold. And just like how the magician is holding hand up and below, like the above and below, there is this recognition of these two becoming one, the harmony for yourselves. Like some of you, I'm kind of getting the sense of like that concept of like light and shadow, like you're probably here because you do resonate with this idea of like light and love, but also the importance of the shadow aspects, that not just everything is like crystal fun and like angels. It's like, no, there's like a deeper part here. And again, that kind of ties into that Bina energy that I'm witnessing with the two opposites, right? Father and mother, the light and the dark, the light and the shadow, the void that the mother represents. There is this like concept here for many of you that you're maybe feeling a bit of that worn outness because of it's a lot to hold that energy of the shadow, especially in a world that wants to like spiritually bypass, only focus on like the positives, and just like not even acknowledge the side of the mirror, is what I want to say. And like those images, like Gabrielle's just kind of like showing me like this is not the best example, I feel, because the cup's a little bit different. But like, most of the times when you see a cup like this, it's literally the same, just like in reverse, kind of like an hourglass. It's just like one's tipped upright, one's upside down. There's something about that that's kind of like being brought into my awareness, I guess, for you to just recognize in this place of the water element here with the Two of Stones in the West. It might be like something of an experiment for some of you to like play with that concept of pouring water between two cups, sort of like the temperance energy, but like literally seeing how, and you know, just like playing with all these analogies, I guess, is what I'm being shown of like, you can't, is the glass half empty or half full, right? It's like a mindset thing. But when we're manifesting in the West, it's about water. So this is or it's about water, which is about your like emotions, your feelings, the things that are kind of like the excitement, right? In the East, when we have the thoughts of the things we want to see happen or what's possible, then we bring that into manifestation by first, you know, we see it, we imagine, we think about it, but then we bring on the emotionality of it, the water aspect. Okay. And this is about those feelings, those emotions, the things that like, oh yeah, that's exciting. Like if that energy is bringing harmony, like if that emotionality is harmonious for you, that's how you know it's like right. Okay. And to me, that's that balance of that cup or the balance of whatever objects, even these stones along the two. I think in the traditional sense, like Rider-Waite deck, this card is a card showing a man holding two discs with that infinity loop between, or running kind of like with the two discs inside. So there's going to be this feeling when you ask yourself the question, what is possible? What else is possible? You know, what else would I like to see happen here? There'll be a harmonious response in the feelings and sensations of your body, of your emotionality, that will be like the sign around that. Even if you can't, and what I want to say, what you can't see it, like notice how there's like a void. It's almost like things are sort of being created, right? Like, and if we think about those top three spheres on the tree of life, those supernal Sephiroth, like of the top triad, it is very untangible, right? It's like it goes through the void to then manifest into the physical dimension in the fourth sphere. So this harmony being brought forth from these thoughts and this spiritual fire inside of you that comes from the divine. We have here the Seven of Stones in the south. So we'll call Archangel Michael to come forth. In the south usually is the wands, it's fire. There's a lot of, like it's the potential for things to happen, right? It's the will of doing things to have it. And so we have the thoughts in the east, it moves into the emotionality of the west and water, and then it kind of transforms into, now let's get the ball rolling. So it's funny how we have these seven, the stones, right? The word is failure. So for some of you, before the manifestation in the north at the physical, it's important that you recognize the places that you have failed. What else is possible? Well, you know, it's almost like you're like stopping yourself from actually bringing it forward because you're going into the past. You're going into the realm of what was and what didn't work or what you thought needed to happen. It's like it's almost like you're stoning yourself. Okay. I'm going to read some of the comments here. But yeah, like something for you to be mindful of. I feel like Archangel Michael is speaking here. Okay. Doing shadow work is also part of my experience currently. Love is the highest frequency says. Yeah, so many people I feel like are being called to really just hone in on that. Valiant Wayaki. Hello, it's hitting. I've been sitting with what do I really want? And this is helping me sit with that. You're welcome. What else is possible? Yeah, literally just sitting with that question. What else is possible? Anytime something really great happens, it's like, ooh, how does it get any better? What else is possible? not because we're not happy. And that's, I think, a thing to tie in here. This failure, when we say, like if we've manifested something in the physical reality, and you go back and you look at it, it's important that we look at it and ask these questions, because it doesn't indicate that we're like, oh, it's not good enough, we want more, it's never enough. Like, no, it's not about, it's about like knowing the potential that there is constant evolution and growth and expansion that is meant for you. And I was in a talk, like another live earlier today with Taylor Eaton, who does like a lot of stuff on like wealth, mindset and abundance. And she was talking about this concept of enough. I definitely recommend you go and see her like live. I think it was like the 7/7 portal live she did today. And it started off with the conversation on enough. Like, and many people are just okay with enough. Having enough money or living their life with like within a certain parameter. It's like, we do something, manifest something. It's like, oh yeah, that's good enough, right? But it's like, no. What if even within that, that's like the failures, like you're limiting yourself instead of expanding beyond. So it goes kind of both ways, right? It's almost like a game, and this isn't to create more anxiety around, oh my God, am I doing it right? It's just more, okay, recognizing when you're feeling, especially in the south direction with the action part. You think about things, you feel it, how exciting it would be, but then it takes action. Like, we're working on this album. We're about to start like the final recording process. And there are times I'm touching on like, and I find this so difficult with creative projects. It's like actually finishing it, getting it done to the end, because it's easy to just not take the action. And it can be because of it didn't work last time, or maybe it's good enough and there's nothing else I need to do, even though internally there's a feeling of, oh no, like more needs to happen. Whatever that might be for you, okay? This failure. Is there anything else you want to say about this, Archangel Michael? I'm like looking down. I'm seeing the word command on my laptop here. So there's something about the words, you commanding your words. You commanding even your guides, your spiritual guides, your ancestors to support you with moving beyond this aspect of the creation process. Of helping you to see what those failures might be, so that you can learn and grow. And I'm shown the 7, which is like the energy of Netzach, the sphere of Venus. It's like art and beauty, all that good stuff. And it's like seeing the beauty in your failures. Seeing that like the gloriousness of your failures. What a beautiful gift that we have, that we can fail and pick ourselves up again, try again. Thank you. Okay. I have a few more cards here to read you guys for the collective, and then we're going to get into personal card pulls. So if you'd like a personal card pull or reading, let me know in the comments. I'll write your name down. Community members, obviously, you get kind of first dibs. So if there's jumping around in that, that's fine. But just, yeah. For our final card here in the north, final of the tarot, for the collective, we have this energy of the Hanged Man. So we have this watery, flowy possibility. I really like seeing the phallus in this object or this card for some reason. It's interesting because it's like pointing at his face, like it's pointing downwards. What I feel. Okay. Yeah, like what it feels like, really, this card that's wanting to kind of come out is like the passion and like the rush of water and excitement in your life that helps you to manifest things. Like it should be like that orgasmic, juicy energy, the things that you want to create, and you can surrender into it. right? Like during that type of intimate experience, there is a complete surrendering, a washing over of that pleasurable sensation. So this of mem, see the rainbow, right? Kind of denoting some type of blissful after the torrential like downpour, like it's like it, you know, I don't want to get, I have to be mindful what I'm saying on here because obviously I can't like just talk about like sex, I don't think, even though I think I put net kids not allowed on this, but sometimes it requires this whole process requires effort, right? It requires effort and like intention to enter into that type of intimate space with a partner or with oneself. But then it's like something about this end goal being completely like just expansive and the potential there and beautiful because of the rainbow. The only way we get the rainbow is with the water, right? The reflection of, or refraction, I don't know, whichever word that is, of the light through the water molecule, that fire through these directions into, right? It's almost like the rainbow comes about because of the other three elements. I just want to say, we get then a physical representation here in the north of this thing. But there's something about, I guess, Tiwaz, about the erect penis. That's like, I like galling. So whatever that might mean for some of you, that wants to be explored. Anything else there? Let's pull one of these. Okay, I'm going to make some lists of people, Meredith. We got you down for reading. Love is the highest frequency. We got you down. If anyone else is joining in, you're like card pulled, let me know. But we're going to just tune into card here and an animal card for the collective. Thank you, Spirit. Can you show us? This is going to be a message from the feminine, divine feminine, around what else is possible. What do you want us to know? Mirror. Who or what is triggering you? I love how this is like, again, that above, below, everything that is within you, you see outside of yourself. This is part of the shadow work, right? The shitty behavior we see in people, the poor driving. That's like the biggest trigger for me, you guys, driving. Because I do it too. I'll like, you ever happen when you're like literally driving and then someone does something and then you're like, ah, and then maybe like 2 minutes later you do the same thing and you're like, oh, whoops. You know, I just wish it would happen the other way around more, where I do something and then then someone does it to me and I can catch, oh, whoops. Have compassion. Yes, I have compassion for that person because I just did that same thing. But the mirror is a beautiful part of our experience on this plane of Earth, of being linked to all the different souls on this planet. So the feminine message, or the divine feminine message here from like our great mother, I want to say, is this: looking in the mirror, seeing that's interesting, seeing what other people are creating, you know, what people are doing that show you what's possible, whether you like it or not, and just witnessing that, like, that is what's possible. And now, where are my thoughts? Where are my emotions when I witness that, whether I like it or not? And what do I need to learn from it? This is going to bring like, or yield some form of like these new roses blossoming, new potential, beauty into your world. Don't be afraid to touch it. Okay? Don't be afraid to explore those parts of yourself. Actually, let's do another one of these from the Divine Masculine now. Feeling like it needs to be balanced. Harmony, right? Okay, Divine Masculine, show us a card here. What else is possible? What message do you want us to know around this theme? Sometimes the cards want to fly out, sometimes they don't. Oh, okay, top one. Yes. Just say yes. If it feels good, if it lights you up, if it's like expansive, if it feels or creates an emotional response of like, then say yes. I feel like there's some of you that maybe have something you need to do. Like what it was kind of like, I'm feeling sensation, like a pain in my left hand, like just really like, ugh. And it's like, you know, if you were writing or having to like transcribe something into a physical representation, maybe there's someone here that's like in the consideration of a contract signing, like something like that. It's like, maybe you need to say yes. If it feels like a yes. Also, you might want to do it sooner than later because what? I think Mercury goes into retrograde in like 10 days. Which, if that's the case, then maybe you want to wait till after the retrograde. But you got 10 days. But there's something here that's going to bring a balance through all the directions for you and the above. Like really light the path for you. It's funny because like usually a father energy, at least in my experience, well, no, I can't even say that though. Because like, you know, like my dad would be like, let's do this fun thing. And he'd be like, no. But then like a few minutes later, he'd be like, okay, yes. Like, so you're like the father saying yes to you, agreeing for you to take part in something. Okay, animal. Which animal wants to come through to support the collective as this magician, creating the possibilities in our world for this week, especially moving forward? Show yourself, please. Yeah, that's tea. The rainbow is a result of the water, the fire of light, the air that the rain falls through. How cool. Scorpion. As a Scorpio, I approve this message. I like how the scorpion has like light on its tail, its point, and a little bit of red on its like claws at the front, if you can see that. You know, a Scorpio like sign has a lot of like a passion and there's this desire and it can be like obsessive. I know from experience that like lights the way. Like we can see how it's like lit, right? It's in the dark, but now it's lit because of its own potential, which that potential too, maybe for some of you, I think this ties into what I was talking about before, how 3333, how many of you are like in this energy of the shadow, but it balances with the light because that's what's needed in the world. And it can be harsh towards others. Like, you know, it's like it's both poison and medicine. But if you think about most medicines in our day and age, what is it? It's because it's like a poison. It like creates some reaction within the body that then promotes a healing. So tapping into Scorpio for you as you tune into what's possible, because I think what's happening right now, many of you waking up to creating and doing things that are like part of your life purpose, that part of your true will, that will let spirit channel things through you to impact the world around you. It's going to be perceived in this particular way. Like people are going to be like scared, but it's going to have a benefit. So this animal, the scorpion, can support you with really tuning into what it is that's coming forth from you and how it is going to influence the world around you. I love how we have the Scorpio energy here, the nether water, right? What's that? Fixed water. like the hangman energy of the water. I mean, it shows a fire symbol. I think they've associated in this card with fire, but again, fire or water. Okay, I think that's all we have to say about this. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, let's get into some personal card pulls. Again, if you're watching, you'd like cards pulled for yourself, you can let me know in the comments. Just to add here, I mean, what do I need to say? Oh yeah, no, I do these readings pretty much every week. Last week I took a little bit of a break on videos. I've just been like kind of sitting with that energy of like, hey, well, what else do I want to create and how do I want to show up? But this week, just some, and next week offerings, just so you're aware of. Thursday this week, I am hosting a live Zoom event with a friend and mentor of mine who's also on YouTube. And we're going to be sharing about just ways to demystify like making YouTube content. So if you're interested or have been kind of curious about starting your own channel, maybe sharing content online specifically to YouTube, then you will want to join us, I think. We're going to have fun talking about YouTube and just some of the things we've learned, some tips, tricks to support you with starting or growing your channel. And yeah, that's free. I think I just made a post about it. So you can go to my channel, find it, that post in like the community tab. And yeah, it's on Eventbrite. So you can register through there. And then next week, I believe it's Thursday. I haven't made the post yet, but we're going to have the energy healing for the Practicus membership and up. So if you're not a member in the community there's lots of perks. You know, you get priority readings for card readings here on these lives. And I have other content, like other card pulls every week. And along with these energy healings and teachings, lots of like kind of like class lecture material for the Practicus membership. So we'll be meeting next week to go through an energy healing. And this is going to be about tapping into dreams. That's kind of like the theme for the month. This concept of like really awakening your potential. You know, we talk about what else is possible. It's like everything is possible because we are dreaming now. We dream when we sleep. We dream when we are awake. We are these dreamers walking. And it's about how do you tap into that? And we're going to clear through an energetic process, anything that might be limiting your dreams or holding things back. I know, Meredith, even I think you talked last time about the last ritual that we did, which is another thing that happens on the community membership. New moon rituals, like just how the dream time opened. You know, so there's possibilities with you if you're someone that doesn't dream or you're wanting to like learn more of how to use your dreams intentionally or the dream time intentionally to create the world you want to create. You may want to join us next week or join now, and it lasts like a month. You know, you can subscribe for the membership and then unsubscribe at any time or whatever, cancel the membership. And what? I think it's like $14 or something for the Practicus membership, which I think is not very much. And the Zelator membership is like $5 or something. So there's perks to it, you know, and you got to be part of a community on line here. But with that being said, enough self-promotion. Let's do some card pulls for Meredith. And love is the highest frequency after. But Meredith, darling, let's see what the cards have for you around what else is possible. I'm feeling first, like, are you staying hydrated, Meredith? How is your water consumption? Show us, angels and ancestors, Meredith, what messages you have for her. You kind of have two cards. Yeah, okay. Have some water. Because there's lots of it here, I'd say. We have death, Scorpio guard, water. And we have the star, Zadi, the fish hook. Literally you have noon, right? Noon is fish. I believe. And you have the fish hook. So fascinating. Okay. Let's pull some more cards. This one. Yes, Valiant. Wayaki will pull cards for you too, if that's what you're asking. Okay, so yeah, Meredith, interesting that you would have both the Death and the Star. When I say those words, even what like shows up for you, Meredith? I'm literally running the water now. Okay, good. You're staying hydrated. Like, it's like the fish out of water energy. Maybe you're feeling like that. Are you feeling like a fish out of water? Like maybe you're finding yourself in an environment that's kind of not like your usual. Oh, that's weird. This card was at the bottom. I'm going to pull that. You have the Six of Cups here, happiness. I left it, so I'm taking it. It's for you. And look at it. It's like literally a bubble of water floating above cups. I'm like really feeling that like, it's like maybe you're going to be called or you are being called into like a group of people or like some scenario, if it's like a work scenario where you're not really that familiar with like all the ways in which it operates, like literally this like fish out of water. And yet maybe this is part of like your dream, or you're letting go of like your old way of what you thought. Like there's something like a new potential here that's being birthed that's going to really be expansive for you. But it feels like it's uncomfortable, like you're out of place. Like I'm almost seeing you as this bubble of water or whatever, this orb of water kind of like hovering over the cups, like checking, like seeing where you want to land. But, the fact that it's 6, the beauty of Tiferet comes through, the heart space comes through. The phrase of this card is happiness. So it's like, well, the landing point for you is the place that is the thing that brings you joy. It brings you happiness. It radiates your beauty. Like, you are like the star. Like I'm thinking like the movie star, right? Like the person who's shining. And there's a level of vulnerability with that. See how she's in the nude? It feels like death because it's like, oh my God, I'm like seen here. Like you're in the place, potentially you're going to be in a place where it's like people are going to have to see you for who you are, see you in this vulnerable position, see you almost as like learning and not yet fully in the competency of what you're doing. But that's okay. Like just do what feels happy and right for you. I didn't even notice there's a little star above this cup. So little. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. Okay. What else is there around this? I want to say like the death aspect, but like the thing that's going to help you to like just ease into this. Oh, I got another 6. Woo-hoo. 6 of Stones, success. Wow, that's really powerful. Like you've literally on both sides of like the column of death and the star, you have these two. So you have emotionality and feeling with the cups, and you have the manifested glory of the 6 of Stones. So I guess like the main thing, the question was kind of like, what's going to help you to just surrender? It's like, just know that you are successful. If you think about everything that you've experienced since your transition, death, transition, stepping into this new way of being, that you have made it there because you are a success. In the collective reading that we had the 7 of Stones, which was failure. Interesting, right? Interesting how the 6 comes first, then the failure at 7. I guess with that, I'm just wanting to say that everything happens like for a reason, but like you can recognize that you have been successful and you are and will be successful. So whatever those feelings of vulnerability or uncomfortableness within this whole new place that you find yourself, connecting to the happiness that works with you each day, that you tap into at each moment, with each glass of water that you drink. Like just doing those things that bring that joy and fulfillment to your life. That's going to be like, really, that's like almost like the foundation of that success in the stones of it, right? It's interesting how like both of these are 6, but they're not arranged in the same pattern on the cards. This one shows more that mirror. Like we got like the upward facing triangle and the downward facing, right? Like microprocipus, that word, microprocipus and macroprocipus, you know, if you've ever seen that image, it's both. Whereas this one, it's like it's hard to see, maybe the cups are like both pointing in the same direction. There's a forward movement with it, but this one's showing some type of like integrated embodiedness around all the thoughts, emotions, will, fire moving to the manifested potential. If that makes any sense. Okay, Meredith, let's see what this is. What's one of these? I feel like this is from your ancestors. Ooh, I'm getting some sensations in my right leg. It was like sciatica feeling, kind of. So right, father masculine side, perhaps, for you. Father's side. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? And what about your father's ancestral line wants to help you with this? With you being in this place of power, you being tapped into your light, your wisdom. She's got the snake on the crown of her head. The veil that's over her face is parted, like she can see through that, Meredith. So you are gaining more clarity, you're gaining more sight here. And that's what makes you have the ability and potential to lead. So where else, especially what I'm like seeing you in a group of people, okay? Like that it requires a leadership. Maybe too, I'm just going to the death card here. Maybe on your father's side, leadership has been like a negative thing. I don't know if your like father's side family is like anti-establishment, or maybe were in power and then got like knocked down. Like if you see like we got like this dead king, we've got this like bishop guy, cardinal surrendering to death and death rolling in on a horse. Like there's a transition of power, and then maybe something like this happened in your ancestral line on your father's side that has like put like a sour taste in your mouth or in your father's mouth. Like, you know, like the stories have repeated. There's something here that you're going to gain some clarity on. We'll call those angels to support you with healing, whatever that is, to be able to see through the veil of those stories so that you can step into this priestess position in the group that you are finding yourself working in, or being surrounded by, where you're tapping into this. That fish out of water energy. And I'm called the Sekhmet, the lion-headed goddess, that powerful one for you to tap into, whatever that needs to look like for you. Just breathing that in. I don't feel like I have anything else to say about that, Meredith. Like that's just that'll be what it needs to be for you. I have a Sekhmet meditation on the channel. Maybe you want to check that out. It's kind of like an energy activation in a temple. It's kind of interesting if you have not, or maybe you've heard it before. Maybe it's time to revisit that with that intention. But yes, I feel complete. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Meredith's ancestors, guides, angels. Whew. Okay. Sweet. No, I said sweet and I read your words sweet. We'll have to look into that. Oh, yeah, I love it. Yeah, that Meredith, or the Sekhmet meditation. Okay, cool, Meredith. Thank you for being here. Okay, yeah, and stay hydrated. Cheers. Okay, love is the highest frequency. We'll move on to you. You know, if you appreciate these readings, you'd like to donate, share, obviously, you know, join the membership. Send me a message privately. You can donate, whatever, I don't know, they call it like super bucks or something here on the live. I'm always open to receiving that, you know. This is part of my time and energy as well. So, yeah, your prayers. Appreciate all of you guys being here. This is us all evolving. So love is the highest frequency. Let's see what card, what ancestors, guys, we call to you. Bring the message forward. What else is possible for love is the highest frequency? Starting with this major arcana card that is in alignment with their field. The devil. The eye of Satan. I just want to say that, I'm sorry. Ayin is the letter associated with this card. We're gonna pull a couple more cards here just to see what is showing on left and right. Okay, I'm like, show me on the left, and there we go, 3. Show us on the right. What card? 3, 4. Okay. Maybe we want to go like this. Interesting. So I've kind of like laid it so that the 3 of stones is like up in the Bina position. Well, kind of opposite, I guess, depending on, I don't know how the screen's showing it. And we have the 4 of, what is this, wands? Yeah, 4 of wands in the manifested position of chesed. That's kind of how, I don't know if I have a picture somewhere, because some of you might be completely new to the Kabbalistic concepts. Do I have a tree in this book? I don't know if there's a tree. There is a tree there, but okay, maybe I'll just show this one. Can we see it? So we have these concepts here of like, I gotta look at it like this. It's gonna confuse me. Here we have the energy of Bina, that 3rd sphere. And what happens is it bursts into the energy of the 4th sphere, Chesed. It's like these top 3 are like the unmanifested supernal, and then they give birth into the 1st sphere of the physical reality, okay? Let's put it like that. So you have work, the 3 of stones, in that like unmanifested, I dare I say, not really at a formed place. And you have this 4 of wands, perfection. So it's almost like what I'm sensing with this, maybe there's something around your work, something that you're wanting to birth into existence. Is this like your own, is this like a side hustle or a job or something, like a business, something like that, that you are feeling called to actually create, or you have created, but there's this energy of perfection that's like the fire, which it's interesting because it's like a fiery will card with the wands. It's like, you know how like perfection can be so great because it puts the fire under you and it's like, okay, I'm going to make this so great. It's going to be awesome. And you work and you do it. But it can also have its like not so beneficial aspects of not actually completing it because you are so worried about perfection. And in the middle is this devil card. Oh, I can't really see there because of the light. I'm just looking on this other tree. There's this energy for you. Love is the highest frequency. That's like, it's attaching you. So this perfection to the work, it's holding you like the devil. It's like, it's chaining you to like a karmic past. Karmic stuff being this black box of Saturn that these 2 individuals seem like they're chained to, but look, around their neck, those chains can easily be removed. And the devil's like, come on, get going. He's lighting the guy's butt on fire, right? Like, get the fuck out. Let go. Let go of the perfection. Let go of the old way of how you've approached work. Let go of, those things that are not really fully allowing you to see the expansiveness in your world, which is what the 4 represents with Jupiter in that sphere of Chesed, this like abundant Jupiterian expansiveness. We wouldn't even see any of these things if God, who had created the worlds and the universe, if there was like oh my gosh, it's gotta be so perfect. Maybe I just shouldn't make Adam because I just don't. And it's interesting if you've ever read the story or the book of Genesis, how there's different kind of stories, or if you read through the beginning of Genesis, there's 2 different beginnings. Which, I always wonder, did God do it twice? And that's okay. Right? It's okay to have to do it again. It's okay if you start something like a business and it fails. I wouldn't even say that my business failed. I just feel like it just stopped. But it was a part of learning and the transformation. Because for me personally, I had a private practice, all this stuff, I was seeing clients, doing the work, and then it just started dwindling. And I've learned now too, a part of my own devil story, it's the attachment of ego to being a healer, attachment of ego to being successful in one's work or creations, all the things. So it's all part of the learning. What are you saying here? I told my coven. I missed that, Meredith. Ooh, I told my coven what? I missed that. Okay, I'm looking into the memberships now, yet I want to focus on the reading. Oh, I appreciate you too. I do Reiki, and I am an artist, also a card reader. I am a Virgo rising, and I have to let go of perfection. I love how all those parts, the art to me is that concept of the non-tangible energy, right? Flowing and becoming something tangible. And the devil within those cases is that part of ourselves that is are you sure you want to put that there? You sure you want to put that note there, or that color? Oh, you shouldn't have drawn that line. You shouldn't have made that dance move. You shouldn't have said that thing or put that type of poster out for that event. There's all these doubtful things. I love how just Adam, I'm seeing it as Adam and Eve, but I love how just Adam's tail's on fire. Eve's tail's like a pomegranate, bountiful. I don't know if there's something with the masculine energy that might be kind of either putting the fire underneath you or creating, creating a urgency of something, is that a father energy, or I'm not sure. What do you want me to say about that? Pull a card. Don't say anything, Bo. Pull a card. Meredith, I told my coven about your channel. Oh, cool. Oh, that's sweet of you. Oh, covens. That's so fun. It's good to have community. Maybe thank you for saying that, Meredith, because maybe that's linking to this card and the app. It's good to have people around us because they can put that fire under our bum in a good way. You have to know what is the good way. But okay, we got mirror card. The same card that came out for the feminine side, which is interesting because of masculine, feminine in these 2 beings here. I feel like there might be some mirror work here for you to do with your father. Love is the highest frequency. What judgments are you holding about the father, about the masculine, in order for you to create? Because It's from that second sphere of Chokmah, the father, in which that's the force in which enters the mother's womb of form, of Binah, to birth things into the fourth sphere. It flows like that. So there's something here, and perhaps that you may want to explore, inner child work, mirror work, that is tied around this masculine injury is the word I want to use, which is interesting. And maybe there's some compassion that wants to come through because we have the roses here. You can call to Mary Magdalene to support you with that. The Sisterhood of the Rose, right? That's kind of what these cards are, in my opinion. I don't remember what they're called, but this energy of compassion, the rose has the thorns that like it lets it blossom and be beautiful, but it protects it too, right? So whatever the past stories, like there's something about this past again with that black sphere, black box of Saturn in that like place. I understand what you mean. I recently had a channel on YouTube, and when I create posts, they get jealous, and he is a Scorpio. So I sort of take it's that pooping on my energy. Oh, I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm not sure who he is. But you touched on it. See the truth of it, right? Ayin being the eye of the devil card. Maybe just looking. Oh, your partner. Okay, thank you. Those fucking Scorpios. I feel so sorry for my partner because I'm a Scorpio and I'm like, yeah, jealousy. I can tell you, yeah, that's a Scorpio thing. Doesn't make it right because it's like we need to do our healing, right? He needs to do his healing, but that's not for you to do for him. But how is it that you too show up in certain ways with jealousy, right? These are all part of the normal human emotions, right? Anything else that wants to be said here? Yeah, Mary Magdalene, I think, can really be supportive for you because there's something there, like just seeing those two. You don't need your delicious fruit here being impacted by him, but you do what you will. Okay. You will know. You already know inside what needs to happen within that. I forgive often. I rise above the ability to love unconditionally. Thank you for Mary. Yeah. Thanks for being here. Love is the highest frequency. May that reading be with you and your guides, ancestors, as you continue on your path. Okay, what time is it? It's an hour we're here, so I think we'll do one more reading here for Valiant Wayaki. And then we'll call it quits. Okay, Valiant Wayaki. Let's call to your guides, your ancestors, your angels, those supports of the four pillars. Interesting. To show us a major arcana card, an archetype for Wayaki, what energy represents. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, you have the Emperor first right off the bat. On top of it was the Sun. And before the cards came out, it was like I was recognizing like the four pillars or like four walls of like a structure. So it's interesting that like the Emperor is showing up first because it's almost you as this like ruler within your space. And I'm seeing your name, that Valiant. Like, I don't know what Wayaki means, but feel free to shed some light on that. But there's like this energy of you being a ruler of your dominion, your kingdom, and what that looks like. And the Sun card was like laying on top of it like this. So it's almost like maybe something I want to say like something. It's funny. I didn't want to speak it for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't even know who you are, so it doesn't matter to me. But like, there's something about the like sun like blinding you. I don't know if that's like someone else around you that's like outshining you. Like, like the energy of like the alpha male, other people around you who can like try to like outshine you, and it can then thus dim you. That's kind of what it is. So I don't know if that's a dynamic that you're going through, Valiant Wayaki. But like, just I want to just speak to this card of the Emperor being Aries. That's the cardinal fire sign. It's the sign of the zodiac that starts off the whole birth wheel. It's the first. So that there's nothing to think about as it outshining you. Okay? Because it can't. But perhaps as a child, you felt outshined by your father. I don't know, or if that's a thing that still happens. There's I don't know, something like that. Ooh, whatever that might be. Wow. The king and the boy both have crowns of gold and red. I've never really noticed that before. So this is like you, inner child, father, you now with your inner child. Okay, I got to read the comments here. Thank you. Love is the highest frequency. I'm so jazz grateful you're sharing your guest energy. I would like to send you a poem. Oh, very cool. Thank you. Yeah, I think my email address is on the channel, but what is it? Like Deep Mind Squared YT, like YouTube, YT@gmail.com. Deep Mind Squared YT@gmail.com. You can send it to. Hi, Irfan from Iran. Oh, I think I'm done the card pulls now. Sorry, but please subscribe, and next week I'll be back on Monday to pull more. And hopefully we'll catch you at the time. But I'm going to be done this after this current reading. You can also book a private reading with me if you would like to on my website, folaveritas.com. I think there's a link in the description. I feel like I might be the sun myself, like I needed to dim myself as a child. I'm feeling like the sun and emperor are the same character. Yeah. Okay. Also reestablishing relationships. So this feels yummy. Yeah, there's something here. But like it's like you for sure are being this emperor energy of like in your own, like I'm seeing it as like dominion of 4 walls. So your house, your like kingdom, your space, however you want to represent that. So let's pull a card for how do you want to word this? We're going to pull a card for the kingdom, which is like the Malkuth energy of earth. And we'll pull a card for the father energy of the crown at the top. So first the earth, this dominion over the kingdom. What's the kingdom energy? What else is possible? We have the 3 of swords mourning. Okay. And the top, ace of wands in the east. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So lots of fire. So in the sphere of, thank you, Irfan. Yeah, appreciate you being here. I'm really being clear about my boundaries. Otherwise, all know me, I would be on here for like a long time. But no, yeah, I've got some other things I got to do today. But this morning energy, Valiant Wayaki, I'm not sure like if there's something in your physical world that you are mourning, grieving. You mentioned this relationship with your father. It's in, yeah, I don't know the situation there, but I'm seeing how it's like 3 swords, 2 separated from the one. There's a teardrop in the middle, like what the scenario was of that relationship as a youth with your mother. Whatever that is, whatever, it almost feels like maybe there's even mourning on like his part or other people's parts, that just want to be acknowledged here on this earth plane. And like sorrow is a part of the human experience. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with us. Like, we're meant to explore and experience all the wide range of emotions so that we can evolve as these souls and move through the lessons of life. So whatever your thoughts are around the things that you are mourning currently, um, and what I want to say here is, like, maybe it's not even all yours, right? Like, if you've stepped away from parents or family, like, there's a mourning there. And that's hard, like, it's hard. It's not easy I was going through this earlier today, like, just recognizing, like, the energy of, oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, first off, okay, maybe this will mean something to you, Valiant. There was this video I posted on the Instagram, like, story today, and it was the most wonderful little animation, like, short story. I definitely recommend you go to my Instagram page. I don't really post on there a lot, but if you want to see it in my stories or somehow find it, but it was like this animator made this dandelion, and there's like a patch of like dirt on the sidewalk. The dandelions are like slowly burning up in the hot heat of the sun. Interesting. And then this one dandelion's like, yeah, and it's like showing its strength, but right as it's showing its strength, all the other dandelions like die off. And then the dandelion's like, oh, like, I need to leave from here. And it sees another patch of green grass with water, like, sprinkling on it from a sprinkler, but it has to cross this like driveway. And the whole caption of this was like, this is what ancestral healing is like, healing your blood lineage, breaking like the curse or the ties to like unhealthy family lines, whatever. So then, oh my gosh, I like bawled, you guys. So then this dandelion like starts crossing the sidewalk, and it's shriveling up because it's so dry, it's hot, the sun's beating down on it. And it's almost at the like other side to get onto the soiled like moist grass lawn, and it just gives up. And it turns from a yellow dandelion into the white seeds, and it just like like literally like it dies, but it explodes out the all the little tiny dandelion seeds that we like to blow. I don't know, I used to like blowing them. I still like kicking them when I walk because it's like, oh, look at them go, scatter. Then those seeds land on the lawn, and they bloom into these beautiful, happy little dandelions who are moist because of the sprinkler. And it just was like, anyways, long story short, that was the animation. I was crying because it's like, that's what happens when we separate ourselves from our family to do our healing, because it's breaking ancestral lineage wounds. Okay? That's ultimately what it's about. And it's a lonely process, and it's sad. There's a lot of mourning and grief and sorrow, but it's because it's all happening for a reason. And it's going to be such a beautiful impact on the future generations, your children, their children, 7 generations, they say, right? In the indigenous teachings, but not just 7 generations forward. It does impact those 7 generations back as well. Your parents, their parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, etc. Whether or not they're alive or not, it does create an impact. So with that being said, Valiant Wayaki, recognize the birth of whatever new potential wants to come through here. And with that, I see it because we have the Ace of Wands in the East, this beautiful image of you as that warrior, right? The Emperor with this like staff, the wand. It's fiery, it has its potential. And I love how it's ruling over this like pearly oyster with water inside. Like, there's just so much that's coming here. And it's the ace. So it's the ace. It literally is attached to the crown, to Keter, the top sphere, which is what this card was supposed to represent. There is a deeper connection happening for you to the like eternal father, the eternal parent, the eternal family, spirit. Okay? I have to read your comments. I'm so sorry. I'm just like blabbing. I'm reestablishing relationship. I read that one. Okay. Very contentious relationship with my parents right now. There's been a lot of pain on all sides. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh my gosh, talk about that. Needing to cross the driveway to the healthy patch of soil or soul. Ooh. I'm feeling this so much. Yes. Thank you for resurfacing 7 generations back forwards. I've literally lined these cards up like a tower. It's like 3 of Swords, Emperor, Sun, Ace of Wands. So this is like you are that direct link. You are that direct link to spirit. That's why this guy holds the staff, right? This is the scepter of rulership. You know, king is told you are ordained by God to rule this dominion. The orb and scepter represents the, oh my God, I'm just like, the orb and scepter represent that dominion over the earth and connection to spirit and the guidance that you hold. So there's so much power within you. We're going to pull one of these cards for you, Valiant Wayaki, to see about this power. Maybe like channeling it is what I want to say. Channeling it as you continue to heal this relationship with family. It doesn't need to take up all your attention. Where are you going to channel this energy in your dominion? What else is possible here? Ancestors, what do you want to say? Valiant Wayaki. You got it. Okay, angels. We got the mirror card again, but there's another card. Heck, man, that mirror card. So first off, how are you like your parents? I fucking hate that. You know, it's like, oh my God, I am like just as judgy as my dad, pretty much. But who or what is triggering you? Mirror. See, you are your parents. As much as we don't like certain things they do, that helps us to add more compassion, right? And you also have deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Ugh, my parents called me today. I don't need to make this about me, but like, I'm really learning. I'm in this boat, Valiant Wayaki. It's like learning to be in our own dominion, recognizing our power, recognizing the mirrors of our parents and ourselves, but like tapping into where we want to be so that we can like completely break the curse. I keep saying curse, which is weird, but it's not like you're cursed. It's just like the stories of the family line. And they called me wanting me to come over, and I'm like, I kind of just want to chill, right? Tempted to go eat yummy Nigerian food, but also this deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. And that's hard when you can feel their energy of their mourning, their sorrow, their inability to provide the insights and energy for themselves because maybe they haven't done the same level of work as you. They don't have the same level of understanding. But it's okay to retreat. It's okay to rest. Like really, this is what you're being told here. And you can turn to the Great Mother, that 3, the energy of Bina, to be held. Mary, Mother Mary in this case, okay? Because she is like the great devourer, and she's the one that everything kind of goes into the void and like gets destroyed, but is held also in a loving embrace. It's an intense energy, but it can be just so rejuvenating, I would say, because it gives you the new sense of self. I feel like there's something else I was going to say about all this. I don't know what it was now. Please go eat yummy Nigerian food, but also wishing you strength. Boundary protection. Thank you. No, I'm probably going to just stay home, let's be honest. But I guess why I was saying that, because it's like, you can feel their energy, right? Of like, oh, and that's a tough one, but this is about, that's what I was going to say. The dominion of you as the emperor, Valiant Wayaki. I can't remember where this was. If actually it was Jordan Peterson on a video. I don't really listen to him too much. He was kind of going through the concepts of the father, mostly like the father-son dynamic, but like the child-father dynamic and the different myths and stories around that. And he was saying, like, I don't know who it was, some old philosopher, like, I don't know if it's Socrates or something, even kind of giving this idea that a man or a child does not grow and step into his power until his father dies. Um, and then there's a bit of like conversation. It might have been Freud actually who said that. Um, there's a bit of the conversation then of, well, I think Freud said it and then Jung kind of took it further, is like, it doesn't have to be a physical death of a father. It can be a spiritual letting go of the father, so that you can step into your power. So there's something about that. There's a mourning of letting go of the childness of yourself, so that you can be the man or woman. I don't know, man or woman, but like that ruler of your energy, of your world. Okay. So yeah, it sounds Freudian. Yeah, I got okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Freud. Oh, if I can find that video, it was a really interesting concept. Like he had interesting ideas that he was sharing, and it's like, yeah. And I can resonate with that. It's like I can witness that in people's lives that I know who've lost a father figure, whether actually or just metaphorically, and what that turns them into. So with that being said, I feel like this is complete. Valiant Wayaki, thank you for being here. The child, mourning of the child self and blossoming into the gift self that I've always been. Yeah, like that gift self. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you everyone for being here. Let's just take a deep breath here, connect to just letting go whatever was said today here or not said, words that you heard or things you interpreted, just recognizing whatever that might be, not being attached to it. Again, you are the creators of your reality. I'm just here with messages and words and ideas and energy that will support you, activate you in whatever way it needs to. So you get to choose moving forward from this point on what your life looks like, what these messages evolve into or don't. If you want to leave them and let them rest, that's fine too. No water off my back. So just taking a deep breath in, letting go. Feeling into your belly, into your womb. Noticing that power that comes from inside of you. That grounded, birthing potential inside each of you. We just ask that the angels, your guides, your ancestors, and those beings of the light that want to support you on your journey, that they spark whatever activations are necessary in your life now. That you can be that magician, that manifesting, powerful generator. Clearing anything that's not allowing that fully in its most powerful expression. And on your next inhale, opening eyes if they are closed. So maybe I'll see, I think some of you are signed up for Thursday. Perhaps I will see you there for the Demystifying YouTube event. If not, maybe I should like put that in the actual, I don't know if I have it right here, but if not, next week, Monday, I'll be on doing more card pulls. So make sure you subscribe here, you guys, so that you're updated on when I go live. Hit the notification bell because sometimes you might not see when that happens. 222, I like that. Valiant Wayaki. Yes, I will check for your email. I dropped the link for that demystifying YouTube workshop. How do I put the upward thing there? And yeah, next week for the Practicus members, I will see you in the group energy healing. And I think also we have our new moon ritual coming up soon. So if you want to join in any of that fun, you hit join next to my name or wherever it is here. Join Zelator, join Practicus, join the Philosophist if you really want to. We can do some one-on-one work. It's always fun. But yeah, thanks, Meredith. I appreciate you all being here. And till the next time. Bye. Blessings.